let yourself do it. Let your thoughts flow. So I learned that process when I was young. I was walking home and I went into 7-Eleven and I really I had all these thoughts in my head about, why is my mom this way? Why is my father this way? Why do girls in school act this way? Why does this teacher give us so much homework? Like, I just had all these thoughts about my world, but I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a friend I could vent to. I didn't have anyone I could just share everything with. And that's another thing that you have right now is you have people not being able to be vulnerable with how they feel, how they think, or what's going on in their world. So they're just keeping it all inward, inside. So I went to this 7-Eleven and I'm a kid. I don't have any money, but I saw a notebook. So I said, oh man, I need that notebook. So there were some other kids like at the end of the aisle, and it was a bunch of kids and they were making noise. And I'm like this quiet kid. So I stole the notebook. I just slipped it in my backpack. I didn't have any money, but I needed that notebook. So I get home with my stolen notebook, and my parents didn't have a bunch of money like that. I could have, they had money, I could have asked them for extra things, but I also didn't want them to know, because like I said, I couldn't share with them. I couldn't vent to them. So I didn't want them to know that I needed another notebook. So to me, I look at that as a survival technique. And I think when you look on your life, you'll see that there's a lot of survival techniques that we do. And it's very important that you pinpoint like, okay, this is a survival technique. Why did I do that? I stole that notebook because I needed to get these ideas out of my head.
Yeah.
So I went home, closed the door, and I got out my pen, and I just started writing. I started writing stories. I started drawing. I started doing poetry. Then it evolved to I started listening to my parents talk. And I would listen to my mom on the phone and I would take notes. I would take notes about her tone of voice, who she was talking to, how many words she was using. Sometimes my father, he was a super smart dude. He was a United States